with a complaint there's not near enough gray hair in the bobblehead. Anybody that would look at that bobblehead and think that's me would know that could have been me 20 years ago. So that was a great win for the program. We don't get that if the crowd isn't just incredible. It's the best crowd we've had. You know, some of the students came back, but they were in it from the very beginning. They recognized that we're playing against a terrific opponent. Our basketball team showed a lot of character, showed a lot of belief in themselves, and I'm so proud of them. That would have been a hard one not to get, because we had it, gave it away a little bit by not taking care of the ball in regulation, and but we got some guys that are battling, and they represented the support that we've been receiving since we got here. So I'm just grateful.
Numerous times, Malcolm Canada comes up big in big spots, either from the foul line or big layups. When you have KT on the floor, you have Sim on the floor before he fouls out, Antoine on the floor, yet it's Malcolm who's coming up in those spots. Yep. Speak to his night and coming up in those key situations.
Senior doesn't really have a game to hang his hat on, a moment. He's got one now. He played power forward for the majority of that game because we were in such foul trouble on the front line. Our coaches showed great confidence in him and keeping him in there and play calling for him and putting him in positions for him to be able to try to make plays. But it was just a senior that just wanted it more than anybody else out there. And he showed confidence and courage. And I wish he was 6'8". If he was 6'8", he would be something else. But I'm happy for him and proud of him. And you know, we don't win that game without him.
Bruce, looked like you had it won in regulation, got away. Looked like you had it won in the first overtime, got away. Plus Bowers fouls out. Just talk about your guys. Obviously, apparently, just keep it on, despite all that stuff.
I mean, I think it was character, home court, conditioning. You know, fatigue by the opponent. You know, it's a battle of wills. So it's, you know, KT Harrell on the last stop. He goes up against Remy Abel. He cuts him off twice. I mean, Abel is a tremendously powerful driver. And KT says twice, you're not getting to the lane. And he makes him pull up after playing 44 minutes. That's heart, that's character, that's toughness. That's a winner. And now, we gave it away at the end of regulation because we didn't do a good job handling pressure. I didn't do a good job getting him to the right spots, and we threw the ball away a couple times. Jordan Granger threw it away. I think Alex may have thrown it away once. Just, you know, we've not been in that situations in a while. Auburn hasn't, and it's certainly been a little while for me too.
Let's talk about Trayvon. The difference between Sunday and today.
Trayvon has been eligible for 7 days. This is his 7th day. And I think the great thing about it, with 5 blocks, 5 rebounds, just a dimension, and you know, obviously Sim gets in deep foul trouble in the first half, and you know, Xavier's going to go inside to their guy, and that was their game plan. We can't beat him without Simeon. We do keep plus-minus charts, by the way. When Simeon Bowers was on the floor for us tonight, we were plus 22 in a 1-point win. That tells you what a difference he made on the floor. And Trayvon just allowed us to survive when Simeon wasn't in the game.
Speak to that sequence of turning the ball over several times late in regulation and overtime in those spots. Coaches always speak of a team who knows how to win, doesn't know how to win because they haven't been in those spots. At points in those turnovers, were you thinking this team just didn't know how to win yet?
What I was honestly thinking, not that this team does not know how to win. There were times when I was thinking, this team needs to win. This team deserves to win. This team's put itself in position to win. So my job was, I was showing a lot of trying to show a lot of confidence, a lot of smiles, explaining what they couldn't stop, giving them confidence. And, you know, so as a result, the thought never entered my mind, this team can't win. The thought did enter my mind briefly, what in the world am I going to say to them if we don't win? How am I going to be able to pick them back up? I thought about that for a second.
When you scheduled this one, this was by far the most difficult on paper as a home game. What does it mean to you personally, to the program? You said it's a great win for the program, but for this spot to be towards the end of the non-conference schedule to pick up this win here?
I think it's big for the SEC. Big win for the conference. It'll be one of the conference's biggest wins. It'll be one of the conference's top, 7 or 8 wins, potentially. That team should have been ranked. And that team will compete with Villanova and Butler and Georgetown for the Big East Championship. They're too good not to. Getting their point guard in foul trouble also was a factor. The fact that we did a great job. D. Davis only played 18 minutes because he was in foul trouble. That was a big factor that while we didn't have Simeon, they didn't have their point guard. But this is the kind of win, it keeps us at 500. It keeps us where our goals to try to be a postseason team are still alive. We'd lost the game, they still would have been alive. But the math would have gotten harder. This is one we needed.
About the free throws, you guys are really, really struggling there. They just kept drilling them. What were you thinking there, especially in the double overtime when Trayvon was going to the line so much and missing a few?
He made 2 out of 4. He made 2 big ones, And I asked the official, Tony Green, I said, how many do you think he's going to make here? He said, probably 1 out of 2. He missed the first one. He said, I told him, I said, before he shot, I said, I take 1 out of 2 right now. He missed the first one. He made the second one on both times, and that's great. It's a great confidence builder for him. And Casey Ross Miller made some real plays at the end of regulation that he said, okay, all things are equal, it's close. Boom, he made a couple steals, he made a couple big plays. So this is one that I think our fans and our program will remember for a while and celebrate. And I've got to also get in there. Our kids went to the exits again. Thank the fans for coming. And I got to remind them now tonight. We got to be careful tonight. Can't celebrate too much. Got to keep it in perspective, and just got to keep on trying to get better. But we've got 11 guys on scholarship now, and this should give them some confidence that they can beat a really good team.
Bruce, what changed? You're 13 points behind at the half. What changed to let you get back in the game?
We got a basket right out the bat, and I thought we played pretty good defense. I really think the depth. I think the fact that we played 11 guys, and you look at that stat sheet, and 11 guys, I guess it's 9. 9 guys got double-digit minutes, and we got a couple guys that didn't play very well. So that when they start playing well, they'll be encouraged. I just thought that. Defensively, we did a great job. That team shoots 53%. Normally, we held them to 42%. And the fact that we were able to get 27 defensive rebounds to their 12 offensive was enormous because they're a plus 7.5 rebound margin team. So defense and rebounding was what did it for us tonight, and character.
Bruce, you said your introductory press conference you're wanting to get them back to the tournament. That's the goal. This is a tournament.
Notice I didn't say which tournament.
But this
and I never do.
This is an NCAA tournament team, perennial. I mean, I guess what does a win like this against a team of that caliber say about where you're going?
It doesn't say anything about where we're going. It just says that this group of guys want to try to dig in. They're building that foundation for the future, but this group wants to dig in and see if it can't be nationally relevant this year. And wins like that, will obviously help. But we got to build on this, guys. We got a lot of work to do, got a long way to go. But this one will certainly make us feel good about ourselves. And I do believe, as hard as they've trained, I think they deserve it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,